Hi everyone, my name is Rachel if it is your first time tuning in. If it's not, welcome back to my channel. And I'm actually really excited about today's video because I'm going to be doing the baby names I like but won't be using. It's a tag that I've seen going around and I was like, I have to do it because I don't know about you, but I feel like I've been planning baby names since I was like in second grade. So I have a list of the baby names me and my husband both liked, but unfortunately we're not going to be using. But honestly, I'm still rooting for some. So I have 10 baby girl names and 10 baby boy names. So I'm just going to go on ahead and get right into it. So I'm going to do the baby girl names first. So the first baby girl name that we really liked was Adelaine. Funny story about that. That's actually the name we were going to give our daughter, Lucille, but we were on vacation in Hawaii with my older sister and we hadn't told anybody the name that we wanted to use. And she's like, come on, you have to tell me, I'm her sister. And I was like, okay, because we're really, really close. So we told her, we were all excited. We're like, it's Adelaine. And she's like, wait, she's like, you're messing with me, right? And I was like, what do you mean? So she started saying that it sounded to her like we were adding a lane to a freeway. That just totally killed it for us. And we're like, we're not naming her that. We really liked it because it sounded, it was more classic, and we really do like classic and vintage inspired baby names. And the second baby name that we have is Amelia. I just picture like a sweet little delicate baby, but we didn't go with that one because we felt like it was too common. And then the next name that I have is Cecilia. So Amelia and Cecilia. I love Cecilia. I got it from, I think it's called Atonement with Keira Knightley and then the guy that plays Professor X. It takes place in the late 1930s and early 1940s, in the beginning of World War II, and I love those two eras, so that's why that's on the list. And that was also one of the names that we were strongly considering for our daughter. I was pregnant and we were really leaning towards Cecilia at that time, and I was at the bank and the teller's name was Cecilia, and she just gave me like a bad vibe. Like she just didn't seem friendly, and I was like, we're not naming our daughter that. So that's why we decided against it. I still really love it though. The next baby name that I loved, this was my personal baby name that I loved, but my husband hated, is Clementine. You know, they have that nursery rhyme. Unfortunately, it didn't make the cut. But it's a really sweet name, and I feel like it's different, so that's why I really liked it. My next one is, I actually mentioned in our gender reveal video. It's Evangeline, and I loved it. It's obviously, once again, super classic baby name. I got it from The Princess and the Frog, but my husband, he just didn't like it. And then there's Evelyn. Evelyn, I actually got it from The Mummy. The main character's name, they're referred to her as Evie, but her name is Evelyn. And I just thought it was so cool that she was like a librarian, archaeologist, and I was like, oh, I want to name my daughter that someday. The next baby name that I have is Freya. And Freya is in Norse mythology. I think she's like one of the gods' daughters or something like that. Don't quote me on that. But I also saw it in the show that I was watching a few years ago, and I really liked it. I grew to like it more because of the character that was named Freya. And it was the Witches of East End, but it ended suddenly. The next baby name that we have is Guinevere. And I love the name Guinevere. I am actually still considering it against my husband's wishes, but I just think it's not common. It's not really common at all, and it just sounds so romantic and cute, and I feel like it would have really cute nicknames like Gwenny or Gwen. I like Gwenny, but yeah, my husband's not warming up to it, but fingers crossed, guys. The next name on the baby girl names list is actually going to be Helena. And I've loved this name since I was about 14 years old. I got it from the My Chemical Romance titled song, Helena. And I love the song so much. I was such a huge fan of My Chemical Romance. And I was like, when I have a daughter, I'm gonna name her Elena. And there's also a Misfits song that's called Elena as well. It's from my emo days, guys, so don't judge me. I was a huge Misfits and My Chemical Romance fan, but that's why I really liked Helena. And last but not least, on the baby girl's name list is going to be Wilhelmina. At first, it doesn't sound that great, but I love it. It's in Bram Stoker's Dracula, which is one of my favorite books. And I love the movie as well with Keanu Reeves and Winona Ryder. And Winona Ryder is actually the one that plays Wilhelmina, and throughout the film they call her Mina. And I just thought it was so sweet. Like, it's just such a sweet name, and I really like it. Okay, so now baby boy names. So the first one's going to be Asher. And Asher is, I believe it's in the Bible. I believe it's one of the 12 tribes of Israel, or somebody's son in the 12 tribes of Israel. So something like that. It's like I don't really like it that much anymore, because the more common a name is, the less I like it. So yeah. I'm super weird because I always want to be unique. So I just felt like my name was so average, like Rachel. So that, I guess that's why I have a thing for unique sounding baby names. Next baby boy name that I have is Atticus. And of course, anybody that's had English literature in high school read To Kill a Mockingbird. I loved it. So that was a name that stuck with me for a while. The next baby name is Benjamin, and I think Benjamin is just so cute. I just picture like a little boy in suspenders and like a little bow tie, and I just think it's adorable. So Benjamin's also in the Bible. Benjamin is actually one of the 12 tribes of Israel, and that's another reason why I really liked it. And also, it's the name of my favorite character of my favorite movie, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. And for a while my husband and I were deciding on D baby boy names, because my oldest son is D'Angelo, and we wanted a baby boy name that started with a D as well. For those, we had, this one's a tongue twister, guys, Deucalion. And Deucalion we actually got from one of my husband's, I wouldn't say favorite shows, but it's a show that he really liked and I really liked as well, and from Teen Wolf. So that's where we got Deucalion from. And then the next baby boy name that we had was Dylan. And Dylan I just thought was really short and simple, and it is kind of common but not too much, so I really like that. The next one is Ernest. Ernest just reminds me like of a little old man, and I just thought it was a really cute name. It's from the 1920s era, so very popular back then, so obviously had to make my list. The next baby boy name that we have is John, and I love John. John is such just like a classic baby boy name, and it's in the Bible as well. He was one of the 12 apostles, so I really liked it, but my husband's just like, ew, like no. Because when we were looking for a baby boy name, we wanted a D first name, and then the middle name we wanted a biblical name, because that's what my son has as well. And the next baby boy name that's a little out there as well, of course, but what almost all the names that I have are a little bit out there, is Killian. And Killian I got from my Witches of East End show. I believe he was like Freya's just a little soap opera drama here. He was Freya's, they were like star-crossed lovers or something like that. But Killian's also in the Bible, but it does not have a very good meaning. Next baby name is Odin, and Odin is obviously, it's a Norse mythology as well. He's one of the gods, Thor's father. For my Marvel fans out there, this was before I watched any of the movies. I just really liked Odin. I feel like it's a very strong name for a baby boy. But my husband was just like, what? It's like, we're not naming our kid that. And last but not least, for the baby boy names, I have Thomas. And Thomas is just such a simple, classic baby name. Really like Thomas because he's in the Bible as well. He's one of Jesus's apostles, so we really like that, and we can also consider that for a middle name if we were going to have a boy. So there you have it, guys. Those are all the baby girl and baby boy names that I have for baby names that I love but won't be using, unfortunately. And like I said, I'm still rooting for some of these names for our girl, but we'll see. Okay, so I hope you liked the video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up, share with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye guys, thanks for watching.